Here's the differences between a normal satellite and an advanced satellite. So the normal satellite this is what its radius is. This is the advanced satellite's radius. Now, mind you, so the advanced satellite has a much higher radius, but it also costs 10 times as much to buy. So when I come over here to buy an advanced satellite, so I'll buy one advanced satellite. Alright, so that's 46. So let me buy the same amount of... So I can get 10 normal satellites for the price of one advanced satellite, and then still have some money left over. And now if we go to where I've deployed them, you'll see that 5 satellites can pretty much cover the same area as one. No, of course not. Now it won't let me pick my satellite. Go over here. So you can see that those satellites will cover. If I had one right there too, I would basically have, for the cost for 5 satellites, the exact same area as an advanced satellite. The advanced satellite, other than being used for missions, has no other advantage over the normal satellite. Alright, so resource probes are pretty cheap. So when I come over here, you can see that the resource probe is just a little bit more expensive than the normal satellite.
Awaiting orders.
But the differences here is the resource probes, I turn this on, have about the same radius as the advanced satellite. Now the only thing the resource probe does is tell you the density of the resources that are there. So you can deploy a few resource probes and know what's going on. The red is just ores to mine. The blue means that they're gases. There's also a purple, which is both gas and ore. Then to collect the satellites and stuff, the easiest way is to select your ship that you want to have them collect and just tell it to collect deployables. So you can pick them all up and then put them somewhere else. Alright, so let's look at the differences between the mining ships. There are 2 types of mining ships. You have solid mining ships, which will do ores. And then you have gas mining ships. So this one's an ore ship. So what you can do is you'll right click, you'll see that you've got the option. You can tell them specifically to do what ores are in the area. You've got a mining filter up here where you can turn it on and off. That's a resource probe, so it's showing me, okay, there's a bunch of ice in this area and a little bit of ore and silicon. Come over here, not as much ice, but still a lot of ice, and nothing else really. You can find some ore and silicon, but not much. And here you'll see that there's hydrogen and a tiny bit of nervidium, or however you say that. So, and then again select the mining ship. When you right click, you can go and tell the option to mine. Then the gas ship is very similar. When you right click, it will okay, I guess there's not enough. I can come over here and I can mine hydrogen. I can see that on the map that it's hydrogen. Come over here, I've got methane, helium, and hydrogen. So I can come over here and mine whichever one of those I'm after. And then as far as the default behaviors go, they're pretty much the same as how the other controls work. So like right now, this one can only do local auto mine. They aren't skilled enough to do the advanced mining yet, but they're getting there. Alright, so let's go over the ship commands you can give. So normally I do this while I have the game paused. The other way I do it is when I set my ship to autopilot to the next area or go towards the next quest, and then I'll just give the ship's command in the progress. So what you can do is you select the ship you want, and then you can right click and tell them to fly to a specific spot. You can have them explore an area and it'll give a big circle. You can right click on the order to remove the order. You can right click on a gate and tell it to explore, and they'll go through and explore the gate. Or you can just have them fly and wait at it. You can also have them go and update all the trade offers in that sector, the stations you know of. But in all honesty, it's easier just to deploy satellites at them. So you can also tell them to do that, do it in the sector they're in. You can tell them to collect drops, which again does a small area. So like if there's just a battle, you can set them to collect drops at a gate, and it'll collect whatever's sitting there and let you know when it's full, or you can come back and check. You can also tell it to attack enemies, and this is where you tell it to deploy whatever satellites you might have, or whatever mines or laser towers. So when you tell it to deploy either a satellite, if that's not where you want to put it, you can then move it by just clicking and holding and moving it where you want it to be. Because sometimes, like if I want to put it right on top of there, I can't just put it on top of there, I have to put it next to it, and then I can drag it by. You also have several options inside of it when you go into behaviors. So let's look at the default behaviors. The ones that are grayed out are the ones that either the ship is not capable of or her skill level isn't high enough to do. So as you can see here, she can't do anything on the trades except for a local auto trade, which the local auto trade is you literally pick one ware and one sector, and they go around that sector trading that one ware. And this is what it'll do. The patrol means it's going to fly around and fight the bad guys in the area. Protect position is something similar to it. That's protecting a ship, protecting a station. The mining is good for mining ships. Local auto mine is just like local auto trade. You set the sector. you set you set A in or to mine, or one thing to mine, and they'll sell it locally. Advanced Auto Mine gives you more options, and Expert gives you even more options. Navigations are things that you can do, so when you want it to be, when it's done with something, if you want it to go to a specific station, you do the dock and wait. You'd right click on the dock and wait, and then you'd pick what destination you want. It's got to be showing on your map. So like as I scroll over, you'll see it update. So okay, I can tell it to dock here. And you right click and select it. You can also right click it on the map and select it there. So now I gave there the default behavior of docking at that station. So same thing with fly and wait. You just pick the sector. And that's it. I mean, just fly and wait here. Fly to object, flies to a specific object, follow a ship. So like when it's done doing what you want it to do, you can tell it to follow a specific ship until you're ready to give it more orders. And again, you just right click on it. Or you can just have it hold position. Normally I just leave it to hold position depending on what I want them to do. Then local auto trade, I've already gone over that. These are put in by a mod. The revisit stations is visiting stations that you have previously been to, and it just has you pick what area to go to. And it'll just visit the stations in that radius that you set. Alright, so let's go over some fleet stuff. So I've got two fleets here. This one's my mining fleet and this one's just my trading fleet. These ships are all set to just protect the one ship. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make a new fleet. This one's going to be my attack fleet.
We found something out here.
So I am going to set this one. So to add it to it, you'll see the assign role. So whichever one you right clicked on, it's going to set the ship selected. So in this case, the trade ship. And I'm going to set it to defend in the Alpha group. So now I've got a new fleet, and this one, that ship's going to be defending the Phoenix. I'm going to set this one. I'm going to right click on my fleet up here, and I'm going to tell that one to attack with it. So now I've got two different groups. I've got an Alpha group and I got a Beta group. Beta is going to be attacking with the Phoenix Sentinel, whereas the Alpha group is going to be defending it. So then I can add this third ship, and again I can either do it as a put it in to defend. I can also set it to intercept. I can just set it to follow, or I can set it to mimic what that ship is doing. That's basically the fleet. So now when I give this one a command, all of those ships are going to follow that command. So I can right click here and tell it to attack, or right click here and tell it to attack targets in range. So this whole fleet's going to come and start attacking right there.